Hi, I'm here today to let you know about two programs that you might be interested in for formative assessments. The first is Kahoot, and the second is Plickers. So if I just kind of show you here Kahoot, there are several formats. The basic, which is free. There's a pro for $3 per teacher per month, and then a premium for $6 per teacher per month. I'm most familiar with the free one because that's how it originally started. And once you bring that up, you'll find Kahoot is it gives students a very visual, fast-paced kind of scenario, a lot like a game show, high student engagement. It plays catchy music. And it gives you the ability to perform a formative assessment of the whole class at a time without putting any students on the spot. Many of the Kahoot quizzes, I've created several, but if you want to discover quizzes, let's say you wanted to search on finding a Kahoot right now, we're doing equilibrium, and I want to find some quizzes about chemical equilibrium. I can just discover, type in what I need, and find, I found a 10-question quiz here, and I can edit any of those as are needed. So there are really thousands of Kahoot quizzes available that are easily editable, and you can also make your own. So students take the quizzes on their own electronic devices, and then at the end of that quiz, you can download student progress to see what student performance was. The second platform I want to take a look at is one called Plickers, and Plickers basically stand for paper clickers. If you're used to classroom clickers where students can provide responses, Plickers are interesting because they use a kind of like a QR code looking paper or card instead of having students use their electronic devices. Plickers are not game based, but a teacher is able to get immediate feedback. The platform collects real-time formative assessment data. And a nice advantage is that an electronic device is not needed, and the paper cards are actually numbered. So at the very beginning of the year, students can get assigned a unique number to themselves, and then as you use Plickers during class, the only person that needs an electronic device would be the teacher who scans student responses. Another nice thing, if you're comparing Kahoot and Plickers, students can actually change their responses. One direction's A, another direction's B, another direction's C, another direction's D, versus Kahoot, where once students select a response, they're pretty much locked into it. Plickers is easy to set up, it's easy to use, based on multiple choice questions, and so when it's time to start, you can just pick a new set and edit the question. You can put in pictures, any kind of images, and have a multiple choice format. The user library is not as extensive in Plickers as it is in Kahoot, but there are pre-made quizzes that you might want to take a look at. Similarities between the two programs are they are both easy to use. Free versions of each are available, as well as upgrades that you either pay a one-time fee or a monthly type of fee. Both allow student engagement. Some differences between Kahoot and Plickers. Kahoot students are going to need some type of device, whether it be a cell phone or a tablet or a computer. Plickers just use these nice little cards. Paper versions are available from the Plickers site. These nice laminated Plickers cards can be purchased through Amazon. I believe the first 1 through 30 are $14.99, and then I needed more than 30, so 31 through 40 are an additional $7.99, and they last forever, so that part's kind of nice. One of the advantages of Plickr that you might be interested in is that Plickers provide immediate teacher feedback, and so great use for it is during a lecture, just to assess student understanding before moving on to another topic. That's an immediate feedback the teacher can see right on the device. Kahoot gives the teacher a report at the end. I have found personally in using Kahoot, I teach rather competitive students, and those competitive students really like the idea that the person who answers correctly first gets the most points and there's a winner at the end. Other students find that kind of stressful, and they find themselves intimidated by how fast they have to answer a question. And so consider your student population, where is that the type of environment that you wouldn't mind, or your students wouldn't mind, or perhaps you would. Plickers, though, students can answer kind of on their own time. The teacher will scan the devices, and the students can change their answers. Again, in Kahoot, once a student puts an answer to a question in, they're pretty much locked into it. The way that I see that I use both of these in my classroom is I use the Plickr cards while I'm introducing new topics. And as we do kind of sample problems to check for student understanding, I can ask one or two questions and have students use their response cards to judge student understanding. And I can also use it for differentiation, allowing those students who seem to have a good grasp on concepts, they can move on to start problems on their own, where I might bring another group of students aside and give them some more instruction. The way that I use Kahoot in the classroom is that I usually use it as a review before a summative assessment to help students kind of see what they have to study and focus in on that. And again, I teach some really competitive students who really kind of like that game show kind of atmosphere. So again, check them out on your own. That's Kahoot and Plickers. And I think you'll find they're fun, easy to use. There are free versions available, and they really engage your students. Thanks for listening today.